Hello there, welcome to Chapter 5, Section 7, Solving Proportions. In this lesson, I simply want you to be able to solve a proportion where one of the values is unknown. So let's begin by making sure we know what a proportion is. Okay, you might want to have a highlighter or your pen ready to underline some things. Basically, a proportion is, simply put, it's two rates or ratios that are equal. Okay, so think of it as two ratios that are equal. And here's an example for you on your paper right below. 4 over 2 is equal to 2 over 1. So see, here's what you have. That 4 over 2, that is a ratio or a rate. Okay, those are kind of interchangeable at this point. And that is also a ratio. Okay, but this whole thing, the whole thing is a proportion. Okay, so it's two ratios that are equal. See the equal sign? So all of these things that you're looking at on the screen right now, those are all ratios just written different ways. This one here, that's a ratio. They just use letters that are pretend numbers or represent any number, really is what it is. And here they're kind of trying to show you the property of ratios that is true, called the rule of cross products, and that's already highlighted for you. The cool thing about ratios are this. If you multiply diagonally anything that a proportion is, I think I said the cool thing about ratios, the cool thing about proportions, if you multiply those two numbers there, and then I'll change to a highlighter here to try to make my point, and then I'm going to change to a skinny one, and then you multiply here. Okay, there's a yellow line there showing up. Okay, 4 times 4 is 16. And 8 times 2 is also 16. That's always true of a proportion. That is the rule of cross products. So if you multiply diagonal around the equal sign, it's always equal. If they're not equal, it's not really a proportion. So that is something that's really valuable for us, because if one of those is unknown, or a value we don't know, and then we're able to solve it. And that's what today's lesson is really about. Probably the easiest way to do this is just to jump into some examples like number 1. So let's solve number 1 here. If you see, notice what I have right here. I have 18 over m, and I have 27 over 36. And it says solve the proportion. Okay, it's really important that you do this exactly like I do. And this is basically our goal today, that you could show me the work to solve a question like this. And that's really all I want to focus on for you today. Okay, because of the rule of cross products, if I multiply 18 times 36, it's going to equal the same thing as if I multiply 27 times m. And from there, I'm going to show you how a really easy shortcut on how to find the value of that m, no matter how weird these numbers are. So let's do that. Here's how you write it down. I'm going to take 27 times m, and I'm going to write it right here, right underneath 27, just write 27m. That means 27 times m. Right underneath their equal sign, put an equal sign. And now I'm going to multiply 18, write it down like this, 18 times 36. Go ahead and write that line down. Now the next line, put the equal sign down, keep that equal sign in a line. In fact, if you want to, if this will help you, draw little dots down your page. Your equal sign needs to stay on that line. This means 18 times 36. We have to figure out what that is, and I've done that for you. You could put it in your calculator. Calculators are fine for this lesson. 648. In fact, you should have one with you. This side is still 27 times m. All right, at this point right here, this is how you solve this problem. You have 27 times a variable is equal to 648. What you do, since it's 27 times m, you're going to divide by the number in front of the variable, which in this case is 27. And you have to do that to both sides. Okay, so this is how you write it on your page. You put a line underneath and you put 27. That means divide by. I wrote 22. What is wrong with me? Let me fix that. Make it 27, not 20. It has to be the same number that's in front of the excuse me, that's in front of the variable, 27. Right there. Those numbers have to match because those two numbers there, 27 divided by 27, really just make the number 1. So what you have is 1m over here, but you have to do the same thing on the right-hand side, dividing it by 27. All right, so you plug in your calculator. You plug in 648 divide by 27. You don't have to write this part down right here, that little think bubble I did, but that's what goes in your calculator. That's what that means. And when you do 648 divided by 27, you get 1m is equal to 24. And that's what you're trying to figure out. How much does 1m equal? And there you have it. You've used the rule of proportions to find this unknown in the question. Now, these questions will get weirder and harder. We'll throw in decimals and things, so you're definitely going to need your calculator to do that. Let's try number 2 together here. So you go t times m, multiply those two. So that's 15 times t. Write it just like that. Write an equal sign. I didn't do that very good. I should have put the equal sign right underneath the other equal sign. And then multiply 21 times 9. Write it down on your first line just like that. Okay, so 15 times t, we write that as 15t. 21 times 9, you put that in your calculator, and you should get 189. Now, here's the magical step. At this point, you're going to divide by the number in front of t, which is 15. There you have 15 over 15. That's just 1t. And that's the game, is to figure out how many one of the variables is. 1t is equal to, I'll do it to the other side. Both sides. Divide by 15. 189 divided by 15 is 12.6. Okay, and there you have it. Let's go to the next side, please, and let's see if we can get do a couple more here. This one right here, we crisscross and multiply. 8 times x is equal to 17 times 16. That's equal to 8x. Notice how I'm trying to keep my equal sign again lined up. 17 times 16, you plug that in your calculator, you should get 272. Divide both sides by 8. And you get x is equal to 34. So there you have it. Now here's what I'd like you to do. We're at about almost the 8-minute mark. I would like you to hit pause. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop my video. I'm going to work all of them out, and they're just going to pop up on your screen for you. Okay, so I'd like you to try to work ahead on 4, 5, and 6. See if you can do those. And when you come back, you'll see all 3 of those problems worked out, and you can compare to see if you did it correctly. Okay, so please hit pause now. And welcome back. There's the answer to number 4. How'd you do? Did you get 2.4? I hope so. There are the steps. If you missed the problem, you need to hit pause and look through my work and see what is different in mine and yours if you did not get that answer. But all those steps do need to be shown on your paper. Number 5, did you come up with 29? That's what I got, and I think that's the right answer there for you. N equals 29. So again, if you didn't get 29, hit pause and look and see what went wrong. Did you maybe multiply something wrong, or did you forget to divide both sides? That'd be a good thing to look over. And then the last one, number 6, is C is equal to 55. And hopefully that works out for you also. So this is a great place to stop the video and make sure you understand what's going there. And then in the next video, we will take a look at a couple applications for you on how you can solve word problems from by using a proportion there. So we will see you soon.